got a significant. January 1 is the day on which we always have got a lot of expectations, and we always um, feel like, this is the year on which I'm going to do something big. Something big is going to happen. The lots of things happen on January 1st. At least lots of thoughts connected to what we can do in our life happens on January 1st. And I'm sure that majority of the people, especially those people who are really ambitious and want to do something great in their life. And so I'm happy to see Mr. Madhu out there. I think he is the East. So today, I think for you actually, you must have attended the first session before you went to bed. Okay. So he's in the US. No, so he woke up and he's again attending the English session. So that's great. So I have done round the clock for you now. All right, that's great. Anyway, so what I was saying is that every year we all start this day with a lot of hope. But at the same time, after a few days, life becomes normal, and we start getting on to the normal stuff. And then the next time when we think about this day is the next year, maybe December 31st or January 1st, we think, oh, one more year passed by. This is a normal comment always I hear. One more year. Oh, I didn't even know that 1 year has passed by. How fast it has passed by. So as if, we feel that, just for us, just for me, the speed was too much. And when you look back and what I have accomplished during this last 1 year, nothing much or not substantial. These are the kinds of things what comes in our mind. So this year on January 1st itself, I thought of just connecting with you spending some time to see that mistake. At least 2003 December 31st or 2023 December 31st or 2024 January 1st, when you recap the previous year, you feel, okay, these are the 3 things, the 4 things. May not be, you not have done 100 things, at least 2 or 3 things you have done. Most of the time, the major problem is that we don't take stock. Business, especially the market like the America, the US, they have the financial year running parallel to the calendar year. So, December 31st could be stock. Happen how much we have grown and what is our plan for in a normal life. We don't take stock of our life. What has happened in the last 12? What has happened in 2000? Where we stand right now? Did we achieve what we lost? What we gained? No clue. So that's where we the most important for disable chat box and help in enabling the chat box piece. No, I think it is enabled. It is enabled. Can somebody type and see whether it's coming up? Yeah, it's coming. Yeah. Thanks. Okay. So let's start the day with. Let's start the evening with the stock taking. The sense that what happened last 1 year. In business, we always create something called balance sheet and profit and loss account. That's the way we generally assess the last year. So in personal life, in our life, we don't take any balance sheet. We don't take any balance sheet normally. Especially because it's very difficult to add to most. How do you value relationships? How do you put a value to emotional breakdown? How do you put a value to some of the emotional happiness I derived during the last 1 year? It's so difficult. But I think at this point of time, everything is getting quantified globally. Health is getting quantified. Emotions are getting quantified. So everything is getting quantified. So if we want, we can really quantify these things. And I'm sure that in the coming years, it's going to be human asset is considered as the most important, valuable asset right now for corporate world. Most of the businesses, especially the artificial intelligence space or the technology space, if you look at it, they don't have any other assets. Most of their balance sheets are very weak. The balance sheets, you generally see asset and liability. Okay, the profit and loss account, you see the income and the expense. This is how the financial statements are made. So in the balance sheet, you have to see the asset and liability. So a company which hasn't normally, what is the kind of asset? What kind of asset you're talking? You say about the buildings, the vehicles, um, anything is tangible. That is what is being considered as assets. But at the same time, most of the technology companies or the artificial intelligence companies or companies which are working, operating in the Web3, blockchain, any of those companies, if you look at it, they don't have any physical assets. So their main asset is the people, because ideas, innovation, creativity. This is what makes or make or break message. Now, how do you put value to it? You have to put. That is where a lot of exercise is going on globally, where how I value human assets and bring them into the balance sheet. I'm sure that the next 2 years we will be starting seeing some of the companies bringing human assets to the balance sheet, and that will be very interesting to like the goods, the fixed assets. You will start seeing some human assets on the balance sheet. So anyway, beyond the point, what I'm talking about is that how to create a balance sheet for yourself. How to create a profit and loss account for yourself. So balance sheet means assets and liabilities. Profit and loss means expense and income. Normally, to create any asset, you need what? You need expense. You need to spend to create assets. So generally, if you look at any of the assets what you have created in the last 1 year, there must be expenditure, spend also happening along with that. That's okay, as long as it's an asset. What is the difference between asset and income? Income is something happening right now. Asset is something which you procure right now, which will give you income in the future. That's called asset. Okay. Most of the time, the income for many businesses, if you look at it, that's a liability for the company also sometimes. Anyway, so let us keep it aside, all those financial statements, and just take a sheet of paper or a book, whatever you have right now. Draw a line, a vertical line, cutting that page into two. And on one side of that line, you have to write as liabilities or losses. And the other side, it should be assets and gains. So, what are the assets you have gained last year? There could be physical assets. There could be some property you must have bought. You must have acquired some crypto assets. You must have acquired some shares. These are all physical assets. But at the same time, there are assets like relationships. You must have built some good relationship which can actually give you returns in the future. Okay. We must be knowing that some of the relationships will turn out to be great business this year. So this year that may convert into income, but right now it's an asset because last year you created that particular asset. For me, last year, if I put it when I create my balance sheet, the greatest asset which I have created is the knowledge, because I always acquire knowledge. My balance sheet is always strengthened with knowledge every year. So last year, the greatest thing which has happened in my life is that I gained a lot of deeper level of knowledge in the blockchain and the metaverse space, which is an asset for me because the coming years that is going to pay me off. Are you getting what I'm saying? So yes, of course, for gaining that knowledge, I must have spent a lot of money. That happens. Any asset, to acquire the asset, you need to spend money. So like why there could be something like you met with a person and you have a relationship or you with a person, and person's connectivity may lead to some future income, future possibilities in your life. So, or maybe that's some good relations in the life. Maybe who knows that he could be she could be your business partner or life partner, whatever it is. So these are all assets. Also, write down all the assets and all the kinds of gain, whether the liabilities or the losses you have made. Whatever it is, whatever comes in your mind. Very important. This is the most important part, because taking stock is very, very important. Before setting any goal for the next year, we need to take stock of where we are right now. At the same time, I would rather say that I see some points like disable chat box. I would rather say that you can actually put your chat, not a problem. Whenever I go through some of the subjects, you can put your uh, 1 second. You can put your chat. There is no problem at all. So that sometimes I'll be going very fast. So if some of the things, if if you're not able to, um, gather, you can actually put this as a question or a doubt, whatever you have in your mind. How can we write it? That's a very broad question. With a pen. Oh, okay. You got a car which is a asset or liability. If you think that this is, I'm not talking in terms of pure financial terms. In pure financial terms, if you look at which you acquired, you know, money going out of your liability. But if you think that you have bought a car, if you think that you have bought a car, you feel that that is on a loan, but still you feel that that is a that's an asset added value to your life. We're not talking that's an asset for you. We are not talking. I'm not asking you to. I'm not asking you to really create a financial. Really create a financial statement. I'm asking you to create your own life. Your own life balance. Okay, maybe that the car in terms of financial statement. If you prepare a financial statement, for example, if you're building a house or bought a house or bought an apartment, taking a loan from the bank, it is always in a financial statement. It's a liability for you. It's an asset for the bank, a liability for you because you have to pay. The money is going to go out of your purse. Okay, so it is a liability for you. But at the same time, recording in progress. It has been a dream for you to buy that apartment, and this has given you such an emotional lift, which is a gain for you. So I would rather say that that's a gain, not just a liability. So it has to be emotionally weighed, not just financially weighed. Good. Okay. Okay. So you the idea that is wherever you found that last year has really you could gain or you could at least get fulfillment or I could progress what on one side where you found your failing, depreciating, you find yourself losing. Those are the areas on which I would rather say you can look at it. Look those areas of the losses, gains and losses. Now I want you to do one more exercise along with that. Look at those losses or the kind of value depreciation which has happened in some of the areas last year. Now I'm asking you one question: that what different thing you could have done to avoid that? I'm not saying that what went wrong. What different thing you could have done, or how differently you would have approached that situation, so that that kind of a situation could have avoided. Because always remember in life, any level of any scale of growth you achieve, there is always fall, always failure in between. If you look at the cricketers, the players, they do exceedingly well in one match. The another match they may fail. If you look at film production companies, some of the films become super hit. The next one fails. Even superstars, they get some of their movies failed. But at the same time, the next one they come back up and they create more success primarily because they learn what I could have done different, which would have created a different result. What I could have done different, which could have created a different result.
So now, during the last few minutes, what you have achieved is what has gone right, what has gone wrong, and what different decisions or steps had you taken could have made a different results. So you identify. That's called the learning. Okay, this is the learning from it. I should have taken a different approach, or I should have approached this situation a different way, by which I should have got a completely different result. Okay. Now comes to this is a taking stock, or maybe you can say preparing a balance sheet for your 2022. And you can all spend more time on this. Maybe if you want after this session also 10-15 minutes and complete it, because you will not do it again anyway. Tomorrow onwards is January 2. So life back to normal. There is no January 1 again. So this is the day on which you can actually spend some time and create it, because of worth. Especially the learning part is the most important thing. What I could have done different, what I should have done different, so that I could have avoided this kind of a mess. All right. Okay. Now let's look at goal setting. When we talk about goal setting, the first thing and the foremost thing what we need to understand is that I'm sure that all of you, whoever is attending this session, all of you have heard of goal setting. This is why you are here. You must have attended some training programs or read some books in which goal setting is being mentioned. So it is not it is not new to you. But that's not the case with the world. Many people don't set a goal because of three reasons. One, they're not aware. Majority of the people in the world have no clue that we need to set a goal for ourselves. You are lucky enough because you have attended some training program or read some books, or somewhere someone has told you that, hey guys, you need to set some goal for yourself. Without goals, you can achieve anything in your life. So you are aware at least. But majority of the people around you, they have no clue that there is something called, you have to set a goal for yourself. Because when we go through academic education, when we study in our college or school, nobody is telling us to set a goal. We are being taught to, get grades and marks. Nobody trained us to set goals. So that's why we don't know. But the importance of setting goals, and sometimes some people say that, hey, there's nothing much, I've done this many times, but never happened, nothing. But always remember one thing: there is a neuroscience behind setting the goals. Neuroscience, not just a psychological or a mind aspect. There is a specific neuroscience. Always remember one thing: if you want to move from point A to point B, your brain has to take some action. Otherwise, you won't move. Okay? For example, suppose you want to take a glass of water from the kitchen. You want to, because you're feeling so thirsty, so you want to go to the kitchen and take a glass of water. Okay. Now, this is an intention, and this is a thought, and which is an intention. Any thought which is an intention is an instruction for the brain. So, what is the instruction to the brain? Go to the kitchen. That's instruction. When? Now. For what? To bring a glass of water. Okay. So only if these three things are being answered, then only brain will take an action. Anything in life. After this session, what you're going to do is based on these three things. When you want to reach, why you want to reach there. Then comes how to reach there. That you can figure out. In fact, we always spend a lot of time and energy on just finding out how to do this, how to become successful in life, how to make 10 lakh rupees in my life, how to do it, and that's not the most important thing. Your brain is asking the question that, hey, that's all fine. I'll figure out. You tell where you want to reach, when you want to reach, and why the hell you want to reach there. Because brain has got so many other things to do in its life. You have got 60 to 70 trillion cells in your body, and each cell has got close to about 100 trillion chemical reactions happening every second. This has to be managed by the brain. Plus, you have got so many neurochemicals. There are neurochemicals brain need to secrete, which has to make you happy. There are neurochemicals which the brain needs to secure. It secretes so that your mood is up. A lot of work in which millions and millions of cells are dying and new cells are to be formed, and all those kinds of things are happening. So for your brain, achieving goals, setting goals, building your houses, going global trips, it doesn't matter. For the brain, the priority is you, your life, your survival, your body, your cellular functions, and all those kinds of stuff. So if you want the brain to, even to deviate its attention to something else, you need to give a very clear direction that this is where I want to reach. This is the time at which I need to reach there. And this is why I want to reach there. So figure out how. Very, very, very important. Okay, very, very important. So even to go to kitchen and just bring one, take one glass of water, you need to give instruction that go to the kitchen. You're not giving instruction, you're intending. You have an intention, and intention is an instruction for the brain. Okay, so if that is the case when it comes to life, how can you ever think that without giving a clear direction that this is where I want to reach, this is when I want to reach there, and this is why I want to reach there? Figure out why, how we are going to do this. How is it the last part? So please understand why goals are so important. Without goals, you will not move. That's it. Beyond that, what do you require? Reason. You will not move. You will do something, but you will not move in that direction. Okay? Goals set your body in movement. Goals set your body in movement. You will not move. You will just rotate. You may rotate, but you will not go in one direction. Always keep this in mind. Very, very important. So that is why Bible says that if there is no vision, people perish. It's not saying that if there is no vision, it will be tough for you. No, people perish. What your deep driving desire is, as your desire is, so is your will, as your will is, so is your deed, as your deed is, so is your destiny. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says that. Why? These are all teaching us the same thing. Quran, Upanishads, your Bible, everything tells you that you need to have a vision and set a goal. Without that, nothing in the world can help you. So it is so significant that you need to set a goal. And goal is a goal, not a dream. Okay? So I wish I get a cup of tea. No action will be taken by the brain. Because the brain is thinking, okay, that's a good idea. Just imagine you are always in conversation with your brain. Very good idea. No action. I want a cup of tea. Wow, that's a good idea. I want a cup of tea right now. These are all different statements. Right now. I want a cup of tea right now. I need it right now. Some or other, I need a cup of tea. Now your brain will start thinking that how this bloody guy is asking for it, how I can do this for him. So the brain will actually give you a memory, brain's memory center will activate and say that, hey guys, you take your mobile and call your wife. Or maybe walk to the kitchen and maybe your wife may be there in the kitchen and ask for a cup of tea. Or maybe nobody else is at home, go to the kitchen and take the kettle and just pour some water and put it onto the burner and then take the tea. This is the way brain processes. It's not like one shot. But you need to have the goal means time bound. Dream means no time. You can have any type of dreams in the world. I want to have a private jet. Some people have started getting private jets. Limo was private jet behind some people's picture. So I want to have a private jet. No problem. Let's have that dream. No problem at all. Wonderful. But brain is not going to take any action for that. Seriously, it's a good thing. You can actually dream about it. You can imagine all those kinds of stuff. That's great. But at the same time, it'll move into action only when you put a goal. How do you put it as a goal? Convert it. Put a time bound decision. Now we are talking about 2023. Let's not talk about long term goals. Let's talk about 2023. What is that I want to accomplish in 2023? What are the 2 or 3 things I want to accomplish in 2023? Those are my goals. Okay. See, the good old theory of goal setting, which is there for year old, I think century old theory, is that SMART goals. In every book you read about goals, you must have come across this SMART: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. Any goal should be specific. It should be specific. You should not say that I need a car. You should be able to say that I own a Mercedes black color car with whatever it is. I want to visit the countries. I want to travel the world. No, be specific. So specific, measurable. When you set a goal for 2023, you should be able to measure how much you have attained in the first month, how much you have attained in the second month. If it is not measurable and monitorable, it is not achievable. If it is not measurable and monitorable, it is not achievable. Repeat. If it is not measurable and monitorable, it is not achievable. Anything what you want to accomplish, please put it as measurable, monitorable. Okay. Now, A means attainable. Attainable means what? Humanly it is possible. That's all. Anything is possible. So attainable. Realistic. Very important. When I say 2023 December 31st is 10x growth is very much possible now. In any business, anybody can grow 10x. 10x means how much ever you have your level right now, you can grow 10x in 1 year. It is possible because that much of opportunities are right out there in the world. So 10x is possible. That means if you are making a 1 lakh rupees per month, that's the income you are making right now. Yes, you can even target for 10 lakh per month. It is possible because that much of opportunities and possibilities are there in the market. But if your income right now is 1 lakh per month and you're aiming for 1 crore, somebody else must have done it, but that is not a realistic goal. He must have got it through some other hook or crook, but that may not be what you would be able to do. So there should be a time-bound realistic goal. So 2003 December 31st, where you want to be, and time-bound. That's the most important thing. So always keep in mind that your goal should be, you need to have a goal, very important. And at the same time, that should be more specific and should be realistic and time bound. It could be specific. Now, second reason why people have got that hesitation to set goals is because they're afraid. Afraid of what? If I don't achieve it. They don't want to lose in front of themselves. 1. 2, I have tried 2 or 3 times. I set some goals, but at the same time, I could never achieve it. So it is affecting my confidence level. So better I will do without that. Come on. This is the worst thing which can happen in your life, because without that, you won't do anything for that matter, because your brain needs some direction. And most of the time, if you have failed to achieve your goals, it could be because of one major reason. Could be you must have set a very unrealistic goal. Okay. You must have set a very unrealistic goal based on somebody else's achievement. Always remember, the best competitor for you is yourself. You have to benchmark your growth on yourself. Year-on-year growth, not based on somebody else's growth. Your growth. Okay, this is very important. Even if 2023 you grow 10% over 2022, you are still a winner. So what you need to do is that stop writing down unrealistic goals. Just because somebody else has done it, it doesn't mean that you will be able to do it. I'm not demotivating you, but at the same time, you should analyze your own strengths and your own time, your own priority, how much time you're going to contribute to your business or a job or a profession, whatever you are in. All those factors are important, because somebody else who's in the same field may be growing faster, because at this point of time for him that may be his priority. For you, there may be some other priority which is going on right now. It all depends on person to person. So don't jump into conclusions looking at somebody else's growth saying that this is what I want. Okay, so one of the reasons why you could have failed, you could have failed achieving your goals is because it was unrealistic, or you were comparing all the time with somebody else's. Or third reason why many people have got that kind of a skepticism in setting goals. So I said first is that the unaware. They don't know that it's important to have goals. Number two is that I'm quite, I don't know whether I will be able to achieve it. I've tried 2-3 times but never achieved. So this time also I don't want to fail again. Third is the most important thing. Many people who have attended many of the goal setting sessions, many training programs, read many motivational books, self-help books, and after that still struggling to attain their goals because of one common reason, that you are not able to come out of your brain's familiarity zone. It may not be your comfort zone. You may not be comfortable in the kind of life you are living, but your brain is so familiar with it. That is why you are not taking that concerted action to come out of it. Okay, I will take a few minutes to explain it because this is so crucial. I spent a lot of scientific stuff on this when we do rise up sessions and rise up sessions. Whenever you get a chance to attend, maybe whenever it comes to your town, that point of time when you attend, you will understand many techniques to break out of this familiarity zone. What is familiarity zone? Very simple. After the session, you're going to have dinner. And I can very well tell you that in your dining room where you're going to have dinner, there may be a dining table around which maybe there could be 6 or 8 chairs, possibly. And every night when you're having dinner, you sit on the same chair. That's called familiarity. The brain doesn't even take a small, minor, unfamiliar thing for him. That is because that chair is familiar. So, because if you are actually going on the other side and take another chair, the visuals you are going to see, the brain is going to see is a different thing. In the same room, it's going to be a different wall. He cannot tolerate that because it is so tuned to certain things. Whatever it is familiar, it will try to pull you down, pull you and keep you in the same familiar zone. That's why some people get upset even if you change anything on their. See, if you look at the creative people, their table will be always in a mess. There will be something here, something there. And you are a very orderly person, you keep everything in disciplined way. Some ladies may understand what I'm saying. Your husband may be throwing everything all around and you are trying to arrange all those things and your husband will become so mad, when all this can. He knows, even though it's all the mess, he knows exactly where it is. But now things changed. It is so difficult for the brain to figure out and brain become upset because brain is familiar with chaos. His brain is familiar with chaos. And the brain is familiar with finding out things from within the chaos. Now you put it in an orderly way, the brain cannot do anything about it. If you look at that, isn't the second best option? Isn't it better to keep it in the orderly way so that you can pick it up? No, that is the common sense. But brain doesn't work on common sense. Brain doesn't have any sense. If somebody has told you that your brain is the most intelligent thing in your life or in your body, stupidity. Brain is a programmed device. Whichever way you program, it will work exactly the same way. Sorry to say that. So if you have been doing it again and again and again, it is so familiar in working in chaos. In Mumbai, Dharavi, that's a major slum area. You know what happened there? The government came and they thought that we are going to uplift the entire Dharavi, these slum area. So they constructed lots of apartments. The people from Mumbai knows it. Lots of apartments in the Dharavi area, and gave them free. They registered in these names. So all of them shifted to the this place, these apartments. Now, this was few years back. Now you go back and check where they are. They are exactly in the same slum. And they rented out those apartments to other people and they came back to the slum because, that's familiar for them. Is it comfortable for them? No. But it is familiar for them. If your brain is an expert in, if you are a person who is continuously managing liabilities, like in the sense that you are into one liability and then to actually pay off that liability, you took loan from another person, and to pay off him, you took loan from the third person, and to pay off him, you took loan from the fourth person. So that way you are into a complete messy liability chaos. Now your brain is so familiar with it. Oh, brain is so happy that you are in liability because it is a common everyday affair. And people are coming and shouting and screaming at you in your house, no problem. And suppose somebody comes to rescue you and took you out of the liability, guaranteed within 3 months you will be again back to the liability because your brain will pull you down, pull you into the liability. That's called familiarity. How does it work? Why it is happening and how we can crack that out? I don't have time for all that this time. That's what we do in the Rise Up entire total day session. There is many psychological processes, psychotherapy processes by which you can crack it down. But understand one thing that, this is one major challenge most of the people face. And then we call it as laziness. Then we call it as procrastination. Basically, this is nothing to do with the laziness is a format where brain wants to stay in the familiarity zone. You procrastinate things for the next day or the day after only because the brain doesn't want to engage into it because it wants to stay for one more day in that familiarity zone. So how do you crack it? You have to just pressurize the brain to come out of that thing. You have to train your brain on certain aspects. So maybe we don't have time to go in depth into that. Later on we'll discuss about it. But at the same time, even if you set some exciting goals, but if whatever your brain is familiar with, it would like to continue doing that. So what you need to do to make yourself come out of it, you need to stretch yourself out. You need to do certain things which may not be comfortable for you for some period of time. After some period of time, what happens is that the brain becomes familiar with that zone and then it becomes a habit. Okay? So always remember that successful people don't require much of training. Why? Because their brain is already trained to succeed. So they just need to act. That's all. Success will automatically happen because they're trained. The brain is very much familiar with success. If someone is continuously failing, failing after failing after failing, the problem is that your brain is so familiar with failure, so you don't require to train your brain to fail. The brain will fail, make you fail anyway. You engage into a new activity, guaranteed failure. So you will have to pull yourself out and create some success story somewhere. That's why I just quote Stephen Covey, who is one of the profound leadership authors. He said, to accomplish great things in your life, you need to be a master of minor achievements. Master of minor achievements. What is that? Small achievements. What is small achievement? Waking up at 6:30 or 6 o'clock. If it is a nominal achievement, I don't want to do that. But still, if it's a minor achievement, do that. Anything which you think that is small, minor achievements, do that. See, I personally trained myself on this once I read about this theory, and that's 98, 2000, I think year 2000. I used to keep a whiteboard in my house in which I used to write down all the things. My wife also used to write down all the things which we need to complete on that particular day. All the minor things, calling that person, delivering the product to this person, maybe going attending the child's kids homework, everything, even the minor most thing we used to write down. And then the night before we go to bed, we go back to that board, and all those things which we complete, we used to strike out. And the beautiful part is when you strike that sentence, there is a good process happening inside. When you're striking, I'm saying one sentence. The statement is like this: calling Thomas. Call Thomas. Okay, call Thomas. Oh, I've done this. Meeting the class teacher of Aditya. Okay, I've met. Strike. So every time you're striking, do you know what happens? You are telling yourself, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. Majority of the people, they go to bed saying this mantra, I haven't done that, I haven't done that. This also didn't happen, that also didn't happen. What a ridiculous day. Nothing happened. But you must have done 100 minor things. Maybe major 2 or 3 things you must have missed out. But please understand one great news. Your brain doesn't have the capacity to differentiate a major achievement from minor achievement. Brain only counts how many times there is a dopamine rush. It's called dopamine rush. Every time you're saying I've done it, there is a dopamine rush. That's why this ridiculous thing, when we put a post and then look at once in a while, people look at this post, oh, somebody has liked it. Another like. And if there are no likes, you get depressed. Why? Because the dopamine is not coming out. It's called Facebook depression. It's a disease now. It's categorized as a disease. It's categorized as a disease now. Facebook depression. You put a post and waiting for somebody to like it. And if the likes are not coming, you're depressed. So what I'm talking about is that these minor achievements, when you write it down, you strike it off, that is actually going to that kind of dopamine rush. Same thing. You can do it on the book. You can do it on a the iPad or where on the mobile. But I get that feeling when I write and then strike. Okay, not typing. Write and strike. I strike it mainly because that gives that excitement. I've done this. That gives that excitement. So what I'm saying is that once you start becoming an expert in achieving those minor things, your brain becomes an expert in success. Then you start giving your brain a bit more tougher task, it will complete it. A bit more tougher task, it will complete it. So understand, till now you haven't done it, that's okay, not a problem. Okay? How to get your brain out of its familiarity zone? By start doing it again and again and again. Anything which is familiar, your brain will master it. Always keep this in mind. Anything which is familiar, anything which is repeated, the brain will master it. Okay, so you understood now that why people don't set goals. One is that they're not aware, but you are aware. At least you should know that how you can set goals. That much awareness should be there. Second is that, I've done it many times but failed. That is okay. Okay, because you must have done some wrong things, some wrong way of setting goals. 3 is that some or other I'm not able to pull myself out. That is also fine because your brain is functioning properly. It is working in the familiarity zone. That's a problem. That's not your problem. That's the problem. Not the problem with the gods. Your brain is working properly in the familiarity zone. You have to create a new familiarity zone for the brain. Okay. Now these are the fundamental things you need to understand. Now comes the question: how I can set goals for my future? See, a few things you need to keep in mind when you are setting goals. Why do you set a goal? Why do you set a goal? Please type your reply. Why do you want to set a goal? Anyone? To achieve something in life, progress in life, to provide a sense of direction, to achieve, you write a goal, you set a goal to achieve, everybody knows that. Why? Satisfaction, to move forward, for success, fine, okay, agree. I would rather say that we always set a goal, whatever we have written here, whether it is satisfaction, whether it is to get a result, whether it is to get satisfied, desired outcome, a clear direction, upgradation in life, provide a sense of direction in life, fulfillment of life, progress in life, achieving something great in life. That means I will put all that in one bracket, which is called desired outcome. So we set goals to get certain desired outcome. Okay. So if you just keep on focusing on your goal, you will get demotivated. Because most of the time, goals are not very comfortable. Because that's pulling you, that is stretching you, it demands your time, it demands your effort, it demands a lot of effort from your side. So it's not very comfortable. But the desired outcome makes you happy. Yes or no? I'll give you an example. Suppose I have a goal of coming out of a liability. I have a liability of suppose 50 lakhs. I have to come out of this liability is my goal. But it's always giving me a kind of botheration. I can tell you many people set their goals and they have sleepless nights. It becomes a kind of stress for them. The goals becomes a stress for them. Why? Because they are focused on the goals. And many people train you to focus on the goal. If you look at it from a neuroscientific perspective, that's a wrong way to look at things. You should be focusing on the desired outcome because that's always brilliant, bright, fantastic, phenomenal, great, positive, giving you energy. Okay. Now, if 50 lakh rupees of liability I have to come out is my goal, what's the desired outcome? Desired outcome is I'm a financially free, happy person having a peaceful life with my family. That's what's exciting me. It's not coming out of liability is exciting me. The desired outcome is exciting. Are you getting what I'm saying? So understand one thing. What is my desired outcome? And for that, what kind of goal I should be setting? Or this is the goal I'm going to set and this is the desired outcome. Are you getting the difference? The goal I have is that I need to buy a car. I need to own a car, a luxury car. Fantastic. By 2023 December, I need to have a luxury car at my home. What's the desired outcome? You know, when you are driving that car, you should feel so comfortable and happy because it's a luxurious environment in which you are traveling, and people will recognize you, and you can actually go to many clubs and many social gathering, and people will actually look at, oh my God, you know, who has come? That's your desired outcome. It is not buying the car, by the way. If you buy the car and keep it in your garage, what difference is going to make in your life? Some people say, my God, you know, what I want to achieve is that this year I wanted to achieve an income of 1 crore rupees. Fair enough. What is the desired outcome? What is the desired outcome? 1 crore rupees is fine. So, okay, 1 crore rupees I transfer to your bank, but with the condition that you cannot touch it. Happy? So, what is what is the desired outcome? So this is what we need to define. Most of the goal setting never addresses this issue. That is why we are stuck into the goal. I have seen so many people getting stressed out because of the goals. Instead of after setting a goal setting session, they're not excited. They're stressed. They are feeling that they are burdened. So please, always when you are thinking of a goal, think what is the desired outcome. Or you look at the desired outcome and think about the goal. Both ways is okay. Okay. Now what I want you to do is that define 2 to 3 desired outcomes and goals, which you can achieve in 2023, not long term. 2023, this year, what are the kinds of 2 or 3 goals I want to accomplish and the desired outcome? Please, before that, draw once again one line, cutting your, or rather, keeping the page into 2, vertical line, and on one side you have to write desired outcome and what kind of goal you need to achieve to get that desired outcome. 2 or 3 desired outcome. Any questions you can put in the chat box. Or even when you are writing, some people wanted to share it, you can share it. If I want to make some correction, I can help you with corrections. So desired outcome and the goal. Suppose if you are in a business and in which, suppose if you are in a business in which you want to achieve certain levels or a rank, okay, that could be a goal. But what the desired outcome? The desired outcome could be you may get recognized nationally in the national convention, or could be that wherever you go, people will gather around you to get your autographs. That could be a desired outcome. No, desired outcome and goals are different. Desired outcome is what happens after you achieve the goal. All right. So 2 to 3 desired outcomes and connected goals, which you can accomplish in 2023. Okay. Now, against each of this desired outcome, you need to write another thing called current reality on the left side. Right side of the line is maybe the outcome, desired outcomes. Left side of the line can be current reality. This is very important. You need to know where you are right now. In each of these situations which you wanted to accomplish, each of the desired outcomes, where do you stand right now? Say, example, my goal is clearing off the 50 lakhs liability. Desired outcome is financially free, happy life with my family. Okay, what is my current reality? My current reality is, yes, of course, I have the 50 lakh liability, but I haven't found any options. Could be my current reality. Or I have a business, a part-time business with me, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to achieve there. Or it could be that I know that with my present job, I won't be able to earn this much in 1 year. So I need to look for something else. So whatever is the current reality. In each of this desired outcome, you need to write the current reality. terms of weight loss, what can be desired outcome? Weight loss, first of all, the goal should be what is the kind of weight loss you are expecting. Suppose you want reduce weight, reduce 10 kg in 3 months' time or 10 kg in 4 months' time. That could be your weight loss goal. But the desired outcome is what? Desired outcome is once you lose the weight. Why the hell you want to lose the weight and take all the trouble, getting onto some kind of fasting and all those kinds of stuff? Why do you want to lose weight? Think to have a better appearance. Okay? To impress, whenever I walk into a hall, others should feel that, oh, you look so pretty. You look very fit. Okay? I need to wear my t-shirt inserted, tucked in, and walk into a conference, walk into a kind of a social gathering where everybody is looking at my body. See, sometimes people won't talk about this openly, but this is the desired outcome ultimately. So, but if you ask them, why do you want to lose weight? They may say, I want to be healthy. That's only an excuse. Nobody tells you that, become fatty means that you are unhealthy. No, I know so many people who are obese but very healthy. Who are obese but at the same time they can dance well. They have a high flexibility for their body. No, that's an excuse. Like if it's generally say that an excuse-based selling and also a reason-based selling. Now, if I'm a Mercedes salesman and I come to your house to sell Mercedes and I know that you can afford a Mercedes, do you know what I'm going to sell to you? I'll tell you that, sir, a person like you who is having this kind of stuff going around and people in a Mercedes, right? That enhances your overall reputation, image in the society. What is going to be your response? No, I don't care all those kinds of things. Even though that is there in your mind, you will say, I don't care all of those kind of things. Now I take my trump card. I say, but at the same time, sir, why I came to you is because I know that you travel a lot and safety is the most important thing for you because your life is the most precious thing in the world for you and your family. So Mercedes offers that kind of safety which no other car can. Yeah, okay. So you got what? Now you got a reason to tell others now. If somebody is asking, hey, by the way, you're buying a Mercedes and all, man, you want to show up? Oh yeah, I want to be safe because I travel so much. I want to show up. But ultimately, you must have bought it for what? To get that mental satisfaction. So same way, when we think about weight loss, what is the desired outcome you are looking for? When I think about weight loss, what is that coming in my mind? Okay, so when I do exercise, especially a bit hard, almost about 60 days before I do triceps. Now triceps are happening quite frequent, so I need to do it every day. So why? Mainly because I know that for tricep for almost 10 hours I'm going to be on the stage. I want to talk about
Recording in progress.
So whatever is the desired outcome is what we need to project in our mind. And to that desired outcome, what you need to do, that's what you need to achieve, which is we call it as a goal. Impressing opposite sex, yeah. That's also an important aspect when people think about losing weight. Okay, so current reality and the desired outcome. Very, very important. These two things. Now I need all of you to make certain corrections. Correction on the desired outcome. Because if you look at now current reality, you must have written down the current reality in present tense and the desired outcome in future tense. Yes or no? Most of the time we have the tendency to write in future tense. I will lose 10 kilos. I will be buying the car. I will be, all those kinds of will be's will be there. Now, I'm not going to take I don't have much time to explain the science behind it, but please understand one thing, that linguistics is very, very important part of playing a very important part in the neuroscience. Linguistic means every word you use, especially when you talk to anybody, it has got a profound, lasting impact on your own brain. Always keep this in mind. Anything you talk which comes out of your mouth, it registers as a sound vibration in your brain. So it has got a profound effect on your brain. That's why linguistics is very important. Now, what kind of words you use is very, very important. See, I got trained by Dr. So during that time when I was undergoing this program, we used to have a lot of practical sessions. So in the practical sessions, what he used to do is that he will ask the participants, like the students, if you have any problems, you just talk about it. From the words, I will tell you the answer. I will tell you what the real problem is. From the words and the expressions and the adjectives. Can you believe it? So one woman stood up and she said that, sir, I'm going through a major problem, doctor. The problem is that, I am a businesswoman. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been running many businesses, but all the businesses are in loss. And cumulatively, I'm not for the business. So my business is under loss, and every year I'm actually suffering at least more than $1 million worth of loss every year for the last 6 to 7 years. So I really don't know what to do. I'm really confused. I cannot continue suffering these losses anymore. But the same day, I don't want to get out of the business. This business has got great potential. Dr. Banl asked one question, simple question. What's your business like? She said, what? What is your relationship with business? When you think about your business, how do you relate to your business? Oh, my business is like my baby. It's just like my baby. Okay. He said, okay. Lady, I just wanted to give you bad news. Your business will never be profitable. Okay. She said, why? Because when you are actually nurturing your baby, not nurturing your baby for profits. Baby will never give you profits. So what you do to your baby is what you're doing to your business right now, because it's your baby. And babies will never give you profit. So she said, what I should be doing? Either you change the relationship or you sell the baby. So actually, after that, there has been some follow-up session. During that, she said after 1 year, she sold that business to somebody else because she couldn't change the relationship. So important, in fact, if you look at it, relationships, because right now we all talk about weight loss, because there was somebody was asking about weight loss. And there are so many weight loss programs. Some people get results, some people don't get results. Some people get temporary results. Always remember, most of these programs are based on meal replacements. And if you take meal replacement for 2 weeks, you will reduce some weight. But after that, once you stop the meal replacement, get to the normal routine, you gain weight. This is what normally happens. So that is why the normal, typical, conventional type of weight loss programs never last for long. We need to have a different approach right now. We are developing a weight loss program, which is a completely different psychological approach we are going to take on this. Because it is not the food, it is the relationship with the food which makes all the difference. My relationship with food and your relationship with what you eat, whatever you eat, the relationship is completely different. For some people, food is a passion. For some people, they eat more when they are stressed. For some people, They eat less when they are stressed. Some people eat more when they're happy. Some people, when they're happy and excited, they don't need food. So it is not just the nutrition, it is the relationship you have with your food. Are you getting what I'm saying? This is very important. Some people, for them, food is something like socializing. Let's go for dinner. Let's have a discussion on dinner. So what I'm talking about is that unless and until we don't understand the relationship we have with food, you cannot do a permanent correction. So we are doing some work on that area. We hopefully by April will come out this relationship-based, weight management. So what I'm saying is this is very important and psychologically, clinically proven. What I was trying to do is that you have to understand the words you use, how much profound impact the words carry when you implement, when you talk about the words. So I want you to go back to the desired outcomes and look at the desired outcome statements. And I want you to correct all those statements wherever you have used future tense into past tense, present tense or past tense. Past tense also is okay. You may think that past tense, 2023 is still to come. So how can you use past tense? Don't worry about it. Your brain is an idiot. It doesn't understand future or present, all those kinds of stuff. Whatever you say, that is it. I have made 50 lakh rupees by December 31. I have made December 31, 2023. I've already achieved. I got my luxury car in my garage. Why? Because there are two reasons why we are talking about this. One is this linguistic, and second is that also something which we cover in this Rise Up and Thought Process Reengineering. That's about the brain science. See, the brain has got two parts. One is the conscious, and the second one is the non-conscious. The conscious part of the brain is only about 4 to 6% control of your life, and while the non-conscious part of the brain controls almost 94% of all the things what you do in your life. And the interesting part is that the conscious part of the brain always work in your future and the past. You think about what happened yesterday. What did you eat last night dinner? What did you eat today for lunch? That's consciously you are recollecting. What is that you're going to do tomorrow? You consciously imagining. But the present moment, the non-conscious cannot do all those kinds. So it works only on the present moment. But the non-conscious has got 94% control on what you do in your life and what you achieve in your life. So only if you give commands on present tense, then only it will directly hit the non-conscious part of the brain. So always write down present tense. Never plan, never write things in the future. I'm going to be, I have, so write it down as if it's already being achieved. Correct. Make the correction there. So desired outcome, current reality. Oh, here is one very good statement. I think Shivani, how much improved Shivani is today. Right now in the morning she was not clear. Right now she has come out with a very, very clear statement. My goal is to make most of the people healthy and happy by 2024. My desired outcome is to see happiness in them and make them feel that I am responsible for their happiness. Wow. In terms of health. But my current reality is I have lack of knowledge and education in the field of health and wellness. Fantastic. So this is a beautiful statement. Only thing is that when you are even a bit more clarity to bring in, bit more precision to bring in, when you're talking about your desired goal, desired outcome, it's not be to see happiness in them. The desired outcome is I am seeing happiness in them. Are you getting what I'm saying? To see happiness means still not achieved. It's like may not. The moment you're saying that, seeing those happiness in those people, seeing happiness in them, and they're all feeling that I'm responsible for their happiness. So I'm getting that fulfillment from that. Minor correction, but profound effect. To-do list is all different. To-do list is all action. We are not talking about action at all. We are just talking about desired outcome. What is that you're going to see yourself every day? That's a desired outcome. Action is something which you need to do every day, which you may not like also. But the desired outcome is what is going to inspire you to do that. The desired outcome is at least every day about 5 to 10 minutes, if you can live with that desired outcome, which will give you that much of energy and inspiration for you to do the actions which even if you don't like to do. Yeah, somebody is committed to make people happy is a general, a vague statement, I guess. Yeah, to make people happy, it is not the make people happy. What is that? Let's analyze that. The goal is to make most of the people healthy and happy. Yeah, she can actually put it something like how many people, if you want to be more tangible on that. The more specific you are, the more easily you can attain it. When you set the goal, should it be personal? I would rather say that should be personal. But some people, some or other, they have more socialistic goals. So, and I don't know how far that is attainable, but still, some people are scared of, or rather, they are not very confident of connecting the goals with them. At least that is what, if you look at Shivani's statement in the morning, it was so general. So then I made the comment that it has to be yours. So that is where she has brought in, that make them feel that I am responsible. So that means she wants to derive a happiness and she wants to derive that kind of fulfillment. That's her goal. If you ask me, is that very specific? No, it is not very specific, but still, at least she could connect that with her right now. Okay. Now, desired outcome and also your current reality. Now let's look at it from here to there. How do we travel? That's the most important thing. So you need to identify 2 to 3 things which should happen. I'm not saying that you have to do it. Which should happen so that you can actually move from your current reality to the desired outcome. What are the 2 or 3 things which should happen for you to move from the current reality to the desired outcome? Example, my goal is to clear off 50 lakh loan, suppose, and the desired outcome is a financially free, happy, healthy, peaceful life. My present reality is I have no money to clear off those liabilities and I have no options. Now, what are the 2 or 3 things which should happen so that I can clear this? 1, I should get an opportunity to earn 50 lakh rupees. That's something which has to happen. 2, maybe I have got a property lying there. That property has to get sold off, from which I will be able to do that. Are you getting what I'm saying? So, what are the 2 or 3 things which should happen so that you can move from the current reality to the desired outcome? Someone who wants to have his business expanded in 5 countries, having 100 crore turnover. And right now, what is the current reality? The current reality is that I'm just in India and having a desire, but at the same time not in other countries. So what is that? What kind of things can move you from current reality to desired outcome? One, I need to have at least $2 million of funding. Two, could be that I have a 10 to 15 international clients, from whose contracts, if I get signed, I will have some advance money, and with that I can start expanding to other countries. So these are 2 options I have in front of me right now. So these are called the strategies. So from current reality to desired outcome, what's the strategy? There should be some clear-cut strategies. And when you're saying that, okay, I need to have the 50 lakh rupees, so I need to find out some opportunities by which I can generate 50 lakh rupees this year. Okay. Now, next question comes, what kind of opportunities I should be searching for, what I should be working on? What kind of opportunity? I'm in employment. With employment, I cannot do that. So what kind of opportunities? One, by engaging into an insurance selling. Two, could be getting into a network marketing field. Three, could be getting into share trading. Four, could be getting into crypto trading. What are options which I can do along with my job? I have to really list down all those things, and I start working on where should I focus. Are you getting what I'm saying? So maybe that what my action plan to achieve those goals or to reach the desired outcome could be the next 10 days. I'm going to identify the right opportunity, right possibility, right option, on which I need to work on to reach my goal. That could be your first action. So 10 days, complete research, discussing with various companies, discussing with various people, exploring all the opportunities. This may be the thing what you're going to do now. So right now, immediately after the session, you have an action right now in your hand. So if you look at it, a big desired outcome, which we have fragmented into a very small action right now. And inch by inch, everything is a stitch. If you just give everything like a big thing, the brain will not accept it. If the brain knows that this is the next 2 hours work, it'll do it. My strategy is to educate myself and have good knowledge regarding to find people and transfer. Yeah, good. Yeah. So you are actually breaking down that big thing into small things. So what are the things which has to happen for you to move from the current reality to the desired outcome? One, and what kind of steps you need to take right now? Right now means from tomorrow onwards for each of these things to happen. At a time, how many goals? Normally, internationally, there has been some research which proves that 3 goals is what a human brain can actually work on at the same time. So I'm not sure whether it is absolutely correct or not, but generally it is being observed. That is what the executive coaches or professional coaches are also being told, that set 3 goals. So, and 3 goals, and you can have sub goals under that. To reach that, you need to have sub goals, and you can have strategies for achieving it. So like that. Okay. Now I'm sure that you need to work a bit more right now after this. You have understood what is the desired outcome and what kind of goals you need to achieve and what is the desired outcome. One. where your current reality to desired outcome, what are the things which has to happen so that you can move from the current reality to the desired outcome. And for those things to happen, what is the step you need to do right now? Like when I talk about 50 lakh of liability has to be clear of, that is the goal. And the current reality is I have no option to create that 50 lakh rupees right now. I need to look for opportunities. So what has to happen in between? I need to find out opportunities whereby I can make 50 lakh rupees as additional income from some other opportunity. Number two is that I need to say find out a buyer for my land, okay, or sell my land and clear off this liability. Or three, I need to find out another loan which is of lower interest rate or whatever it is. So this could be 2 or 3 options. So even if it is for selling of that land, you need to take the first step. What is the first steps? What is the action? Finding out what is the price at which I can sell that. What is the current price? Number two, placing an advertisement in the online real estate portals. Number three, telling to at least 5 brokers about the sale of the land. So these are all action. So your desired goal is here, but you are actually working here on the minor things. Like that, every day, what is the action you're going to do towards moving towards that desired goal, desired outcome? All right, so this is a Kickstarter. I would rather say that this can actually help you to kickstart the year, but you need to really work on it, because the main thing what you need to do right now in your life is that working on yourself. That's the most important thing. I think this is going to be a continuous journey, so we'll keep the group alive and we'll have this kind of sessions once in a while. And whenever you get a chance to attend Rise Up, please attend, because I cannot replace Rise Up with this kind of programs, because that's an experiential event, and that there is nothing can be substitute that event. At the same time, we will have some online interactions. Planning to next Rise Up in Cochin is happening on January 15th. Can somebody put the link there so that people who are from at least Kerala can register and attend? Other places we are planning all over India. Yes, of course, in this 2023, one of my goals is Dubai Rise Up is going to happen on March 11. Yeah, March 11. So you can note down the date. The details will be furnished very soon. So anyway, so what I'm talking about is that this is going to be a continuous journey, and I'm so happy because I get the kick when I see other people transforming their lives. So each person has got his own ways of getting inspired. So I get inspired when others get inspired. So that's why I get more energy when I do more sessions. I'm seeing more transformations in people's lives. So let this be a memorable day for the rest of our life. And this 1 year can make all the difference in your life. I can guarantee that, because many of you and all of you have got so much of opportunities out there in your hand right now. There are so many questions coming. When Northeast, you can organize, you can actually, we can actually do that. Rise Up is, I'm happy to come over anywhere and do this, because that's a one event where I have seen rapid transformation just like this. All right, so have a wonderful year, wonderful time ahead. Let's work together, make it happen, and always remember one thing, that every year we can even contribute a bit more towards where we live in the world in which we live in, the earth on which we live in. In whichever way we can, whether it is in terms of reducing consumption of plastic, or reducing the wastage of food, whichever way we can do a bit more, so that, because the life we got is a blessing. We didn't create our life. Okay, so when we leave this world, we should have a commitment that when I leave this world, I will make this a bit more a better place, a bit more better place than when I landed here. Like that, every year you can take the same kind of a decision, where you can say that, okay, every year I pass by, I spend my time, every year I live on this earth, I make at least 1%, 2% positive impact on this planet. I at least change 2 or 3 lives positively, help 2 or 3 people to change their life positively. This is another goal which all of us can have. So when millions of people take that kind of a pledge that I'm going to make a 10% positive difference in the society in 1 year, imagine what kind of difference it's going to make in this entire world. That's also a goal, collective goal. So that is where the importance of community comes in. That is where the importance of togetherness comes in, and we can actually make it happen big time. So I wish all the very best to you and have a wonderful year ahead. We have a lot of things to do together, and let's enjoy our time and have a blessed life. Thank you.